Hello friends, I am going to discuss about the structure of monosaccharides. Here we discuss about the few examples of aldoses and one example of ketose group. Here are the contents: general structure, structure of glucose, structure of mannose, structure of galactose, structure of fructose, structure of ribose. When we look into the general structure, they have an empirical formula of CH2ON to represent the structures. In paper, we generally use Fisher projection formula. The number of chiral centers decide how many isomerisms there is present, or they show how many isomeric structures. There are 2 raised to n structures where n is the number of chiral centers. And carbon are numbered usually as at time of naming or any other process. The numbering of carbon is begin from the end of the chain nearest a carbonyl group. If an aldehyde is present, the aldehyde's carbon get first number. If keto group is present, the ketone group's next carbon nearest carbon gets the first number. And they exhibit both a linear as well as ring structure. The ring structure is formed a general reaction between the alcohol and either keto or aldehyde group. If it is the reaction between alcohol and aldehyde, there is a hemiacetal is formed. If the reaction between alcohol and ketone, there is a hemiketal is formed. Through this reaction, they form covalently bound. There is a covalent bond formed between them, and usually 6 carbon membered exhibit pyranose structures in ring structure, and a 5 membered structure in furanose structure. They show both pyranose, both 6 carbon member and 5 carbon member both show pyranose as well as furanose, but both 6 carbon structures mostly stable in the pyranose structure and 5 carbon structure in furanose structure. And they, due to the presence of chiral centers, they show optical isomerism and show mutarotation. Let's look into the first example, structure of glucose. Glucose is an aldohexose. Here is the Fisher projection, the paper representation of the dextrorotatory glucose and the levorotatory glucose. Let's look into the cyclic structure or